Okay guys, Sunday the 13th of May, we're going to have a look at the FTSE 100 and the Euro USD Forex pair. Starting off on the FTSE 100 as always, just going to have a very quick recap of the markets in relation to last week's Sunday analysis, and then we'll move on to the market for the week ahead in terms of day trading. So last week, we're still looking at this trend channel. Potential signs for the market to be turning bearish would be the break of the sloping support, which we have not seen as yet. This whole section up here, with our zones, we were looking for mainly resistance. Coming into Monday, nice resistance, Tuesday, nice resistance, all the way back down to sloping support, where we have bounced. When we got up above this level, we said very likely we'd then see a rally up into the next levels of structure. Now what we're doing, or what we have done, sorry, is we have broken up above the zone, pressed up into this whole area of structure, and basically, if we just extend this, we're testing once again at sloping resistance. Let me get rid of this line just now. So we're still within the trend channel is the main thing coming into next week. Now, key support is the sloping support. And if we do start to see a breakdown, sloping support, really it doesn't come back in now until we start to get down into really 7,600 and lower, where we're testing at previous swing points. But as I've been going over, if we do start to break this sloping support after such a sustained, steep bullish rally, it's very likely we're going to see some sort of very strong correction. In the longer term, really back down into these levels at 7,330, 7,350. That'll be a longer term move on the FTSE. Then it's if we start breaking down below key support. Coming into next week, main focus, well, first of all, our zones. Pretty happy with the levels at present where we've got them sitting. So 7645, 76, we're at 7605. I would say this one is on the way back down for support. If we're lining up with sloping support, it's a good level. It's a little bit more minor if we're not testing at sloping support. Down below 7590 to 75, let's make it a little bit bigger, 7566. Then got 7560 down to 7530, 7500, 7480. So bullish bounces. Certainly this one at 7560 is good for bullish bounces. It's splitting the resistance level, and then we break up and we come down and test as support. Yeah, good support level. Down below there, we have this level, 7500, very key support. Really, if we start breaking down below this level, that's my sign that we're looking at potentially that stronger bearish correction. Also, if we're breaking down below this sloping support, which has been holding for weeks and weeks, start looking for the resistance, especially on pullbacks to this sloping support and resistance level. And certainly if we start breaking down below structure, looking for the pullbacks, break down below, looking for the pullbacks and the bearish movements. At present, we are still holding bullish, so pullbacks for potential buy positions. We're getting up into all-time highs. So 7,750 to 7,730. Key resistance. It's lining up with sloping resistance. Also, yeah, really good area to watch for potential weakness, as is the all-time highs, or as are the all-time highs, 7,800 down to 7,780. I think the official all-time high is actually a little bit lower than 7,800, but we want to keep it in there because it's that nice round number. And we've seen the reactions off of our charts. So key resistance levels up above. This one also, if we're breaking up above it, it gives a good base as potential support for the bounce up into those all-time highs. And then down below there, we have that key level we were going over from last week, 7706, all the way down to 7680. Right here. Right now this is holding as support. You can see the market with a little doji candle on Friday, breaks down below here. Yeah, also good resistance. Start looking for potentially that move back down into sloping support. So those are the main areas, guys. I got a comment last week saying putting support and resistance levels is not overly useful because people don't know how to use them. You know, it's part of learning to trade, guys. I can't cover everything in one video. There's hundreds of videos on the channel going over support and resistance. You know, if you're looking to design your own trading plan, you can do that. If not, there's trading plans available at the website. It's completely up to you guys. But this, you know, this is what I'm looking at going into next week. These are the main levels, and that's the exact sentiment and reactions that I'll be looking for at these levels. Okay, let's move on to Euro USD. Okay guys, Euro USD. So on this market last week, we were a little bit more neutral, just really looking at these zones. We had a very strong breakdown from this key level of structure and the price squeeze after the false break. With a strong move down, we're just basically looking in terms of the zones. If we've seen the pullback into this key structure, we're then looking for weakness. So Monday, pretty much just a doji candle. We then came all the way down, tested at our lower zone, found support on the Tuesday, is it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, sorry, found the support, nice spike up. And then into Thursday and Friday, we have just continued that rally. So coming into next week, first thing is these two lower zones. I want to adjust both of them, so we're going to delete both of them, 1 and 2. The ones up above, we may also just adjust, yeah, let's adjust them. This one certainly, and we'll just do this one as well. The reason we're doing it is because the reactions have been coming from the zones, but I've also been seeing the markets just spiking up above on occasion and just below. So it's giving you the clue that potentially you want to look at your levels and adjust them ever so slightly. So really coming into next week once again, you know, the market is still negative. We've had this very strong move down, very strong bearish movement. However, really, we've not had much of a pullback as yet. So coming into next week, I'm still a little bit more neutral. I'm just happy to look at the zones for potential reactions until we start getting back up into key levels, which really a very strong pullback would be all the way back up here. If we see the pullback to these levels, then once again, you know, we start getting more bearish. We start looking for the reactions coming back in once again. Also this sloping support and resistance level. If we've seen reactions here, you know, they can see the swing, the swing, the swing, and then cutting through. If we've seen the market testing this level, again, we'd be looking for potential bearish reactions. But at present, we are just looking for reactions off of zones. Okay, so obviously down toward the lows. What have we got? 118. It's a little bit lower on this one. I do want to keep this 118, around 118.15. We'll take into account the swing point on this previous test, so 118, around about 118.50, right here. Remains a good level of potential support. Up above, got the market. Really, I want to keep it down at 118.80. I want to include where the market paused before we had the strong breakout. Up into 118.95 right here. Again, good level of potential support. Relatively neutral, breaks below, also good resistance. Looking for the stronger moves down into at least 118.65, but really I'd expect again 118.45. Up above we've got this whole level at 119.50. Down toward, let's have a look, 119.30. So we can see the market closing here, opening here, tried to break up, coming down. It's giving us the clue as to the potential lower band of our support and resistance area. It's lining up with previous structure. This one's broken just down below it, but more recent price action is giving us the clue that this is the area to keep our eye on. Up above there, a little bit more tricky this one because we've had that strong spike up. Really the 1-2 level. This spike up here, we're going to look at that as a separate zone really. We want to just take into account the major reactions that we've had. All the way down to 119.90. Right here. Looking for the pause where the market has spiked up, and also this whole flat section back here giving us the clue. So again, yeah, nice resistance. This level right here, at present we're just sitting down below it. Good resistance. If we're breaking up above it, good potential support. Exact same for this one. You know, we're relatively neutral, just looking at them in terms of support and resistance zones. This spike up, I'm not going to include this in a zone this week. It's got a nice strong spike up, the reaction has came in, but the most recent price action that we've got, it's not giving us too many clues as to this level. So for me, I prefer this section down below, 3 and 4. And then we're back up into key levels at 120.95 to 120.55. And we'd also be watching sloping resistance also. Okay guys, so those are the main levels coming into next week. Adjusted the lower ones certainly, just to take into account more recent price action. Relatively neutral at present. As I've mentioned, you know, we are bearish, but we've had such a strong move down and we're into such strong levels. You know, this whole section here for me is very key support. It's only if we start coming down below those levels that I'd then be expecting another wave down, really below here. If we start getting a strong breakdown below here, I'd expect these lows to be tested, but really the potential would then be there for another strong movement down on Euro USD. At present, there is the potential for a bullish pullback to attract more sellers once again. So yeah, relatively neutral. Okay guys, that's everything for this week. As always, I hope you found that helpful. Hope you all have a great trading week next week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.